Alright, so this is the Fimi Palm. It came out about 4.5 years ago. And so for those of you that happen to have this and happen to have one that doesn't charge, you may want to watch this video. For the rest of you, probably don't care about this. It's probably not going to apply because this product's been discontinued for a while, and it just is not going to matter if you don't have this particular camera in a dead situation. So a little bit of background here. I never made a review on this camera because basically it died on me. I got it sometime in 2020. I don't remember exactly when. I had been reviewing some drones for Fimi back then in the 2018, 2019, 2020 timeframe. Several, I'm not exactly sure how many drones I reviewed, maybe like 4 or 5 of their early drones. And then they sent me this, and I had been using it for maybe about 2 weeks, and I noticed that when I was using the camera got very, very hot when it was using, and also when it was charging. And in about 2 weeks of basically testing it, it stopped charging. It wouldn't charge anymore, wouldn't turn on anymore. And I was like, wow, what's going on here? I contacted Fimi. They're like, oh yeah, no problem, we'll just send you another one. No big deal. And I waited for, I think, about a month. Then I reached out back to them. I was like, hey, it's been about a month. Where's the replacement camera so I can continue this review? And they're like, oh, let me check. And then about, I think it was maybe like a week or two later, they're like, oh, something happened in shipping, and it was sent back, and then we're going to resend it. And then I was like, okay, that's pretty weird. Anyway, long story short, I never got anything from them. And then I continued to reach out to them for maybe a couple more months. And I was like, hello, anyone there? Like, what's going on? And they just basically ghosted me. And I never got any more emails from them or products from them after that. And I kind of stuck this in a drawer. I was like, well, maybe I will open it up and fix it at some point, or just take a look, see what's wrong. And I just kind of stuck it in a drawer and forgot about it, basically. So I found this and I was like, maybe it's time to open it up and take a look what's inside and see if I can't fix it. And that's what I did. And so I took the back cover off, and what turned out is that the battery inside here, and these are not the original batteries, these are replacement batteries that I kind of jerry-rigged in here just to get this to work again. And it does work. But let me show you what the original batteries look like. So this runs off of a 2S setup, or 2 cells, and here is one of the cells, and you see it's a 3.7 volt cell, lithium ion. Looks pretty good. This is the other one. It was all puffed up and basically completely dead. It wouldn't charge. It was at 0 volts. This one works totally fine. It was at like 4.2 volts. And I realized what had happened is that it was in here like these were cells kind of like this sandwiched in there, and then this one was the one that was basically up against this heatsink here. There's a heatsink right there, and this as I said earlier, this got very, very hot when it was recording 4K video, and I'm pretty sure that the heat basically destroyed this cell, and that's why the battery died and wouldn't charge anymore. So instead of buying a new 2-cell battery, which you can buy on AliExpress, I think they're like $20. That's not terribly expensive. I kind of figured, well, if I did that and I put a new battery in here, then that one cell again is going to get overly hot and will probably fail at some point. And so what I did was I took this, basically this is the little circuit board that the batteries were connected to. And let me take these off of here. This is sort of my, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this or not, but these are, if you're wondering, these are just like little drone batteries, or like 1S drone batteries. Basically, they're the same as this, it's just that these have a little connector on them instead of these bare tabs. Anyway, the 2-cell battery was connected to this little board here like so. And so you have one battery goes over here like this. You have a positive and a negative, and then a positive and a negative like that. And then other side is this connector. These 4 cables go to a connector that's on the main circuit board, and this is what the Other side looks like it's just got some, I think some resistors, and I don't think it's got anything super important on here. I can just take a look at what that is. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to plan to do here is, since I don't want to put these batteries in here anymore because it does get very hot, I'm going to probably drill some holes or cut some plastic off of here on the side. So let these wires out of the side, like right over here and like maybe over here. And then I'll just attach the batteries on the back. So I'll put this cover back on, and I'll put the batteries here on the back. I'll probably create some sort of 3D printed part. Camera works totally fine. Like once I got a good power supply in there with good batteries, yeah, it records video no problem. It's just that those batteries are a little bit smaller. But the nice thing about going this route is with external batteries is, since I have lots of these sitting around, you can basically charge these up separately, and then once these batteries die, you can just easily swap them out, and then you have multiple sets of batteries lying around, and then just charge them up externally. And then the camera is just ready to go again once these batteries die. So if you happen to have a Fimi Palm and you have a dead battery, you can open it up by just basically you have to stick a plastic tool into the side here, and then there's all these little tabs that'll pop this off, and that's pretty much it. And then you do have to remove, like, there's a screw there and one there, and I think one there. So 3 screws to take this heatsink off, and then there's a little connector there to take the battery off. And then you'll have to be very careful to disconnect the batteries off of here, because they're on these little metal tabs here, and you don't want to short circuit that, otherwise you'll get a battery fire. A LiPo fire is no fun, lots of smoke, and yeah, pretty dangerous. So be careful when you do that. But I'm assuming the battery is probably dead, or one of the cells is probably dead, the one that was probably against that heatsink. And then you can basically have a camera that's working again. So yeah, this is basically a camera that was used for 2 weeks and then died, and then now I basically brought it back to life and is working again. So it's still pretty decent camera, 4K 30, nothing special. It's like a 5-year-old camera, but why throw it away? It still works fine, and I can get some use out of it. And so I thought I'd make this video and share that if you have a Fimi Palm in this sort of situation, or maybe you've swapped the battery out a few times, this is one way to go. And regarding Fimi as a company and their products, I don't recommend them at all. They basically just ignored me, which is not good, because if they're ignoring people that are trying to help them market their products, think about how they're going to treat their customers. Just generally speaking, not very good in the long run. But for those of you that happen to buy this, probably watching someone else's video and you're like, what? And it's sitting in a drawer like mine was. You can bring it back to life if you do this. So hopefully this helps you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.